Hey guys, what are we at? We're at week 8 right now. This is the week 8 trading recap. 5 trades this week. Pretty dang good. I remember my big goal from last week, and just in prior weeks have been to work on my entries. And I've done that really well this week. Downside, my exits have been not the best. They need work, but what I'm proud of this week is I've been on the right track for most of these trades. And out of the 5, I've got 3 good trades, meaning I really stuck to my plan, and then 2 bad ones, which were, I guess, more speculative and got away from me here. So we're going to start with OHRP, trading this. Actually, this was an overnight from Friday into Monday. So yeah, I was buying this on the 1st at the end of the day. So my entry was 124. It was actually when it dipped here, held support, then started bouncing like 5 minutes before the close. Got in 124. It was up today because of a Seeking Alpha rumor of an acquisition. So I figured being right before the weekend, this thing could really run and spike up. I like the after hours volume. It was holding above my buy. But come pre-market, it was kind of choppy, I guess. And so buying it at the 124, I was risking 117 down here. I didn't want my risk to be too big. Obviously, I could have risked this 114, which would have been better. But 117 I was going into today. I was nervous at around the open because it actually got down there. And I was having trouble with my play getting executed with TD before the open. Then I finally figured out my limit order was a little messed up. So I forgot. I'm pretty sure I was actually selling pre-market here at my risk of 117. So it was up here. Then come market open, I mean, we do spike up. It holds my buy area, and then it just runs. I wasn't upset or that I missed that move. I really just need to work on better. Like, this wasn't a good play. I actually traded this from my phone here. I wasn't at my computer. I just wanted to have a play overnight, and this really wasn't a good one, so I don't mind that it did this and I got out at my desired risk. So I count this as a bad trade because of my overall thesis, but in terms of cutting losses, it was pretty good. Next trade, we got DPW. I was trading this actually that same day, the Monday, the 4th. And this was one of those that was a good entry, but a pretty bad exit. But a good trade. I finished it a good trade. So I think this one would help if we show the multi-day. So here we are here. It had this big gap up and spike, came back down, losing most of its highs, consolidation for these, 4 days here. And this is the day I was playing it, on the 4th. So it did gap up here and had some pre-market price action, came down, and it held this pretty much 226 or 220 area pretty well. And this is, even though it was technically red on the day from the open, we're still up quite a bit, and it's holding its support. I wonder if I can... It's holding this, 20s. So there was support from this first day, but I like this price action here, and I ended up getting a position when it broke out of these pre-market highs. Let me see if I can... And so I got my position in at 251. So I wasn't even really looking to trade this, so I waited. I didn't even get a good entry here, but that's only because it didn't really prove itself. And I'm like, well, this is doing exactly what I was thinking. I was making my thesis in here. I'm like, well, if it does this, I'd probably trade it, but I never actually... I was kind of just paper trading mentality. But then I got here, I'm like, this is getting perfect. So I actually bought on this green candle right here at 51. Choppy breakout. over here. It had some a dip down to the breakout. Ideally, I should have been buying here in the 245s or something, but I don't really mind that entry. It spiked up pretty quick, 280. And then it had this big red candle here, and that's what actually scared me out. I guess I was hoping more for some consolidation in a couple minutes versus just one big tick down. Those have been really scaring me out lately, and I think the more I see, I'll be less scared of it being such a good pattern here. It was just some panic selling, and I was part of that. So, and also I have to say that I was about to go to class, so I knew I had to go in the next, I think, 5 to 10 minutes. So I think that definitely added to my stress level of getting out here. So again, not a bad entry. Exit wise, if I could do this again, I'd probably be selling half up here and then writing it out. I would not have gotten this whole move at all. I probably would have seen this this base right here and been selling up in the 290s for a nice 40 cents. Again, I'm not too mad at myself because I don't like those really big red candles, and based on I was on the right track here with the overall pattern. So that was a really good trade for me. It was definitely a confidence booster. Seeing how much it did spike up, and even after hours it got up to 440. So I mean, it almost was a 100% winner from my buy alert, or not alert, sorry, just my buy. So moving on then to Wednesday. I didn't trade Tuesday. Wednesday the 6th, I was trading VTGN. News, it came out with a new patent, so that's what spiked it up here in the morning. I haven't been trading the first 10, 15 minutes just because the volatility is insane and it's hard to set a quick risk level and then position size and all that stuff. So I've been waiting for the pattern to develop. I saw this spike, a morning spike, and then it held its highs pretty well here. I got in 192, so I was up here. Oh, sorry, no. So I haven't been trading the initial breakouts. So it broke out here because normally they're not clean breakouts. They normally have a pullback later. So if this thing pulled back right to the perfect support level of its breakout, and then I think getting in a position on one of these green candles, and I got where are we? I got 192. So yeah, I was somewhere in here. I wasn't scared of. I think it definitely got below my buy. I think I was risking off this level right in here, which is about 180. And then this was some weird price action that I haven't seen before in terms of it had some pretty decent sized candles every minute in terms of price range, like 10 cent 1 minute candles, which is not too bad for me, but they all have these not blow off tops, but I mean they got these, like, it's choppy within each minute, and it was grinding up, and it had big buyers on the level 2, but then it would just get shut down at these levels, and I didn't know why, because I didn't see any big sellers. It's just the buyers would it'd start looking like this level here is 215, right? So it looks like it is technically a breakout. It gets up to the 17s and 18s for like 2 milliseconds, and then it pummels back down, and then it's trading back below the breakout. And it did that like 5 times in here, and it was weird for me. Shoot, I'm too far up. It was doing that. Let me get a little closer. Yeah, it was, I mean, this graph is really hard to see, but it was doing that all in here, and it couldn't break out this 215 area. And again, I was scared, so I saw these, if you can see, it's hard to see in this chart, but it has higher lows. So it spikes up big, comes down, makes a higher low than this previous one. It spikes up, comes down, makes a higher low. Spikes up again, higher low, but then this big candle here got me out, so I actually got out at 202. again, I don't regret this exit based on the price action because I haven't seen this. And if you, I mean, I'll just draw a line here for you. Again, this chart's really small, so it's hard to see, but so what I was thinking here was uptrend. It broke this uptrend on this red candle here. That mixed with the toppy price action and just weird price action in general, it got me out. I mean, it ended up going all the way up to 60s. Ideally, well, I mean, actually, if I held through it, I would have been definitely selling here in the 220s. There was support back, yeah, right in one more back in like this whole level, so I definitely would have been out in the 220s. But again, I don't regret this. Good buy, good. Waiting for the dip here. Again, just weird price action. I'll just go really quick into BTSC really quickly on the 6th, that same Wednesday. This wasn't a good trade. I got into the habit of these intraday breakouts, which happened here. So it was a breakout over this 33 area right here, broke out and came back down. I was getting in at 33. 33 on this, I think right in here actually, or maybe as this bounce. And the reason I got in was because, actually let me show you. So it's basing here at 31 cents. And if we go into, let me try to get a 5-minute on here. Yeah, so I was trading it here in the 6th. Where is that? Yeah, here. So again, it's kind of hard to see, but it says morning. You can see the base here at roughly 31, bottoms here with this support, and again at the beginning of the move. So that's what I saw in terms of basing here. Even though it's right on the day, it is basing, and Bitcoin was running. It was actually at a new high. It was over 12,000 on this day specifically. And again, if we want to look at the multi-day, it would have been this day. So I mean, it's off its highs, and Bitcoin is surging on new highs, and this stopped out at resistance. I mean support, based at support. And then I'm buying the breakout here, and I was risking down here at 32 because it wasn't really exact on what could be it. I mean, I guess it wasn't a terrible trade, but I know there are some news out about Bitcoin in general. There's news that I didn't really understand about futures and more crypto side of things. I didn't understand it, but I still traded it. That was probably the biggest lesson from this, even though I think everything in terms of thinking wise and technical analysis was fine here. Long story short, I think it tanked. It was right on the day 30% on this day, then this day another like 15, 20, and then it just kept going down. So I cut losses good. That was not too bad. Speculative trade. Next, actually today, Friday, we have PXS. I was trading this as a the midday perk pattern here. So you can see it morning spiked big, and if you want a refresher on this, it's gone insane from roughly the 2s up to the 12s, and coming down yesterday had 2 days of consolidation, and then today we have our morning spike. It's actually been spiking the other days, not as big as like the first one. It's been spiking and then losing its spikes completely, but this one is a little different. It spikes, it loses it, but it's holding mid-range, so it's still holding some of its gains, and which I liked. It's still green on the day, and you're making this range intraday, roughly from 5 to 5:45, and the real perk started here 12:43. You can see the volume come in, and it's a green candle that breaks most of this, and it comes up, breaks out completely over the 550 545. Again, I didn't take a starting position here. I waited for this pullback. I got in on this green candle. I chased it up a bit because I thought right here it was going to bounce pretty hard. It didn't. So my entry was 542. It pulled back. This was hard for me. I couldn't find a good risk level because I know these starters can be really choppy. So I was risking somewhere like down here, which again, it's like 30 cents, which is not ideal. I need to definitely work on the risk part of these patterns, but that's what I was doing. I never got that far down. Based around this consolidation, then it grinded up a bit and then spiked massive. And I was really considering selling half right here. I definitely should have. But what made me not was just because the fees, I'm trading so small for one, then the fees eat away all my profits. So then getting out an extra trade, that's another $5. So overall, commissions would have taken $15. So then my trading profits, if anything, probably would have actually here broken even. But normally I'm down like $10, $15 every trade just because commission. So I was thinking about the money too much versus percentage, which was the wrong mentality to have. Pulled back, which I imagined it too. I was still risking out the down here, but I'm glad it stayed above this 545 level. And then it went back, bounced back up here. The thing is, I should have gotten out here because it can't break out this main part, this main high, and it had the volume, but now it's losing it again. And now this is a lower high, which is actually a better short opportunity. I was I just didn't cut it there. Cracked down. I still had that long mentality in my mind, but here it lost all of its volume, and I just said, screw it. I actually had to go also. So I just got out 549 here on one of these candles. Good trade idea and thesis. I can't be too reserved on my commissions. I really want to capitalize on my percentage now because I'm not trading with size, and be smart. And I mean, this goes into my previous trades of I didn't give it enough time previously, and now seeing this perfect setup, I wanted to give it more time. Definitely got to reevaluate my exits, but overall, pretty good week. Again, 3 good trades, 2 bad ones. Great entries on pretty much all of them, actually. I've been really amping that up. Next week, I'm going to switch it up and focus on the exits more and kind of seeing how far these will run and try to get most of the move. So hopefully everyone did well this week and have a great weekend. I will have another one of these recaps next week. Thank you.